What common product has a feature you're not sure everyone is aware of? The little pepper-looking thing that hangs off of most pin cushions is filled with emery powder to help clean/sharpen your pins and needles. Netflix has a fitness or exercise genre where you can watch and work out alongside videos. Lifetime warranties on consumer goods, like Columbia jackets and JanSport backpacks. If your zipper fails or the material separates or is no longer repelling water, file a claim online and pay for shipping to the factories. They will either repair it or ship you a comparable new version. Companies like this use your returns to identify weak points in their products while retaining lifetime customers. I recently found out that if I press and hold my car key to unlock the car, all the windows open automatically. Not so impressive, but some people might try it out, lol. When you are writing in Microsoft Word or Outlook and accidentally leave caps lock on, select the text and press Shift F3. It will change the text between upper and lower case, and there's a third option to make the first letter of each word uppercase too. Always seems to blow people's minds when I tell them. Barilla Pasta has a Spotify list. Each specific song has a duration to match the relevant pasta's cook time. A lot of people think that Febreze just covers up odors with perfume. It's actually an excellent odor remover, and there's an unscented version that works extremely well and leaves no smell behind. It's just that when they first brought it to market, a lot of people didn't like it because they associate smelling clean with perfumed products. They found that adding a perfume to it increased their sales. It's hard to find in stores, but you can still order the unscented version on Amazon. You can turn your brightness lower than the lowest brightness setting. Settings: accessibility, display and text size, reduce white point. Toasters have crumb trays in the bottom that you can and should remove and clean. Swiss Army knife, parcel hook. Most people don't know what it's for, but it lets you use the knife as a handle for carrying unwieldy crap. So one that kinda blows my mind and I use all the time now. But you can program your phone to send texts at later times depending on the software. You hold the send button and see if any prompts come up. It's insanely handy for calling out sick on a job, if your boss's hashtag anyway, or checking in with somebody when you think of them but know right now is a bad time to text, etc. A regular pair of binoculars pointed at Jupiter will reveal 4 of Jupiter's moons: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Closed an important tab accidentally. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus T to bring it right back. That disposable Stanley knives with blades that snap off to refresh the edge, have a thing that comes off at the bottom that you can snap said blade with. You don't have to use your fingers and risk cutting yourself. The nub on the edge of a tape dispenser, the red one for moving boxes, is meant to find the edge of the tape. Press it down and move the tape around and it'll peel it up. Edit, copying a video tagged below, https://www.tiktok.com/@-_reimagined/video/7178542688911145771 to answer questions. Apple Camera comes pre-installed with a feature that translates those laundry symbols. Least and best used feature in a microwave is actually low power and defrost, https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=DJRDXRZ3PU, settings. The second button down on the left on a gas pump will often mute the audio coming from it. Also, whoever decided to put videos on gas pumps should be sent to The Hague for trial. Edit, lots of people are saying it's the second button down on the right. Just try whichever and see if it works. On a Windows computer, Winky Plus tab brings up a virtual desktop switcher. At the top of the screen, hit the plus icon to make a second desktop. You can then use Ctrl plus Winky plus L/R arrow to switch back and forth quickly. I keep all my browsers on one desktop, and Spotify/Discord/Reddit on the other, and swap back and forth all day at work. MasterCard and Visa both offer cell phone insurance on some of their credit cards if you pay your phone bill with their card. This can cover theft and damage to your cell phone. Edit: about time I add this to the main. Check your credit card benefits guide for details to see if it's applicable. And yes, it might be a pain in the ass, but it's still there for some CCs. With Google Maps on your phone, when traveling to someone, you can let them know exactly where you are so they can track your progress. Open Maps, tap your account icon at the top right, tap Location Sharing, and you have the option to share your location for a set amount of time, like an hour. You can then tap to send this location sharing directly to a person or to send it through a text message. The other person can now know where you are along your journey. This way they can better prepare for your arrival. E-readers and TTS is on everyone's phone. I'm blind and y'all have no clue how many times a day people ask me how are you reading and talking online. Quickset locks can be easily rekeyed in about 30 seconds. Buying the rekey kit online comes with 4 new keys that are cheaper than duplicating a new key. Browsers let you use Ctrl+F to search within a page. You can use this, for example, to check if 500 people have already made a joke about turn signals. Mobile phones have a low-powered speaker just above the screen, so you can put the phone to your head and other people can't hear your call. You can use the Notes app on your iPhone as a scanner. Start a note, hit the camera icon, and it will give you the option to scan a document. You can do single or batch, and if you share the note or email it to yourself, it will come through as a PDF. The scan text feature below that one is great too. Instead of creating a PDF, it'll import printed, or some handwritten, depending on how tidy your writing is, text into your note. You just hover over a doc and it'll pop up as text. If you want to move the cursor on the text you just typed on the phone, just slide your finger to the left or right of the space bar. No more annoying tap tap tap. Oh shit, I accidentally deleted it. Even though it's only been a couple decades, I feel like people forget that you can just buy an HD antenna and watch local channels instead of needing cable/satellite. All iPhones sold outside of China allow eSIM. But, the feature that few may be aware of is Wi-Fi calling over cellular data. All iPhones after XS are capable of this. So if you are an iPhone user who travels abroad, unless you are using a very old iPhone, read more below. This is a cost-saving tool for people who travel internationally. For example, Canadians pay exorbitant roaming prices of $12 to $15 a day when they are outside the country. If a family of 4 is having a 2-week vacation in some other country, they can end up paying almost $1,000 of roaming fees. So, what iPhone users do, is that before they go abroad, they buy an eSIM for the country or region they are going to, likely just before they get on the plane/train/bus or in the car to that place. They then do the following to eliminate roaming charges once and for all. 1. Load the eSIM into the phone by scanning a QR code provided by the carrier. 2. Go to Settings-Cellular, you now see 2 lines. One is your usual line, the other one is the eSIM you just added. Click on the line you normally use, make sure network selection is set to manual, and select the carrier you are with on that line. Under Wi-Fi calling, make sure it is turned on. Meanwhile, data roaming should be turned off. Contact your carrier's customer service to turn off roaming on the account. 3. Within Settings-Cellular, click on the eSIM you just added, and follow the instructions given by your new carrier. They may require you to turn on roaming. If so, please do. Once you are in your destination country, your eSIM will be active with all its features. Some eSIMs are data only while others include calls and texts. If they include calling and texting, you should be able to use that number to call and text local numbers without additional charge. Additionally, And this is the most important part, your home line would now have no service. But it would read home carrier name using cellular data. This means you are now free to use your home line to make and receive calls and texts back home. This is what I did when I went to Japan last year. I was able to continue making and receiving calls and texts on my Canadian number, and I was not charged anything more than what I normally paid. I hope this helps. That most new phones, at least Samsung, has a panic button function that will work even if your phone is dead. This depends on the phone. You can put in your distress contacts, and when activated, they will receive a text, call and a live map to your location. Turning your phone sideways in calculator mode gives you a full scientific calculator. Holding letters down on your phone's keyboard brings up a selection of alternate forms so you can do. Whoa. If you create a contact in your phone with first name fuck, fucker, fucking, then autocorrect will stop correcting fuck to duck when you type. I've met a weirdly high number of people that think you can't charge an EV off a standard wall outlet. You can, it just takes a while. My Model 3 takes about 2 days to go from 0% to 100%. As opposed to 40 minutes at a fast charger. On Windows, holding the Shift key while you move your scroll wheel gives you horizontal scrolling. For a new Google Doc, in the browser bar you can just type doc.new. Works for sheet.new and slide.new too. The Amazon bags are reusable. Turn them inside out, and turn the piece of plastic off to reveal the tape to reseal. Very useful for making returns. You can and should assign paragraph styles while working on a decent-sized Microsoft Word document. That way you can tweak whichever paragraph setting you like and have it applied everywhere instead of going through the document manually. Those painter's tool scrapers, sometimes called 5-in-1, are really 15-in-1, and one of the most useful tools ever invented. 1 scraper, 2 putty knife, 3 paint can opener, 4 paint roller cleaner, 5 scorer, 6 pry bar, 7 screwdriver, 8 utility knife, 9 hammer, 10 mirror, 11 nail puller, 12 staple remover, 13 chisel, with hammer, 14 tile remover, with hammer, 15 wedge, with hammer. Best to get a good one, not a cheap mini Home Depot special. Warner is my fave. Many prescription pill bottles have child-proof caps that can be difficult for some people to open. However, if you flip the bottle over, you'll often find that the cap also functions as a regular screw-on lid, which can be much easier to open. Particularly useful for those suffering with arthritis or other conditions that limit their fine motor skills. Windows key plus Shift plus S is a shortcut to a snipping tool. It will freeze and darken your computer screen, and then you can click and drag a square to grab a snapshot that you can then paste wherever. If you double tap the lock button on an Android, it opens the camera. You can take a phone screenshot on an Android by pressing the volume down and lock buttons at the same time.